welcome back to Cubbyhole Conversations. This is probably one of the strangest podcast style YouTube channels that I've run into anyway, where the person actually has no plan when they get on to talk to you. That would be this channel. So I don't know what you're going to get today. I was laughing just prior to this because on Wednesday we went to a kids meetup at the beach, and Isaac's off running and playing, and I'm sitting with some of the other moms, and they're talking about another mom that's at the group, and she's like, oh yeah, she and her daughters are always, dressed so well, so stylish. And I said, oh yeah, that's me, I'm super stylish too. Take a lot of time with my hoodie and my hair, and I think I might have combed it this week. And this other gal says, yeah, probably finger combed. And I said, and literally right before I started this video, I was finger combing my hair because that is what I do. So I was like, yep, she nailed that one. But anyway, I have no clue what the point of this podcast video, YouTube video is today. I just felt I needed to record something, and I was really hoping that by praying before I launched off into filming this, I would have some fantastic inspiration, but I don't. A few things that have been on my mind lately. One is, our son is in that tween age. He's 12 and a half. And it's a tough age. My husband and I were talking about it, and 12 was a tough year for my husband, and it was a awesome and brutal year for me. When I turned 12, we had just come back to America from Swaziland, which is now Eswatini, Swaziland, Africa. And thankfully, we had a little bit of a respite before coming to the Seattle area, but we went to Ohio where my dad was getting his teaching credentials updated. And so I spent a year in small town Ohio, which was great from the perspective of coming from Africa to small town Ohio. I have to close my water bottle so I don't spill it. There we go. Versus going from Africa to the Seattle area, which is, super populated. And obviously I'm 47 now, so it wasn't anywhere near like it is now, but it was still very, very big, very crowded, very busy compared to where I had grown up. And so that was a tough year. It was a tough year for me. It was a tough year for my husband when he was stateside, obviously, but it's a tough year for him. And it's been a tough year for Isaac. And it's so strange because you're like caught in this realm between being a full teenager and being a child, and it's like you're kind of holding on to those child things, but you're also feeling the hormones and the desire to be autonomous and all of that. And so that's kind of been a lot on our minds lately, just trying to be empathetic, because we both did not enjoy that age, that time frame in life. It was hard. Lots of fun things too, right? That's the other part of it, is it's like high highs and low lows. And so we're trying to be empathetic to that. And it's super challenging, especially with a 2E kid where some of that social emotional control is not there. And at the same time, he's killing it in other areas, and sometimes even in the social emotional, it's like, wow, huge growth. This is amazing. Like at the beach, he was struggling with this kid and this thing happened, and he was struggling with forgiveness. And then the two of them ended up playing for 3 hours, I want to say. And so it's a really cool age as far as getting to watch them grow. And it's a really challenging age also. And so, we've had just situations where you're trying to separate logic and what is right from your emotional reaction. I think that's a really hard thing for us to do even as adults, right? So I'll try to give an example without, my son's an awesome kid. I love him very much, and I don't want to throw him under the bus or do anything like that. So I'm trying to be careful with my words. We have a situation where he's really good in this area, and so we want to support him, and we want to buy XYZ that will help him grow in that area. At the same time, he also struggles with, I guess I would say, being responsible in relation to that same area. And so on the one hand, you're like, well, I want to support what you're doing because I think it's good and it's a direction I think you might be going in life with your career or with your dreams, etc. And you're learning a ton in that area, so I want to support it. At the same time, you're not being super responsible with it. And it's like, well, we have to discipline, as in train, him in the responsibility end of things. And I think we also need to support him in the direction he wants to go. And so it's just this real balancing act. We're all in this big, I feel like I'm on this gigantic waterbed trying to find balance, right? And it's like, all right, well, maybe we're not going to find balance on the waterbed, but maybe we can at least not spill all the water out of the bowl that we're holding. And so kind of in that mode of finding a equilibrium or being able to ride the wave and make the right choices to support him in what he wants to do, while at the same time not allowing him to like break rules or be doing that activity longer than he's allowed to, or things like that. So that's kind of the big thing in our life right now. And I think if you're a parent, you probably are going through this at some point, at some stage as well. And if you're a grandparent and you watch your grandkids, I think you can see this happening as well, where they're kind of trying to push the boundaries a little bit again. It's strange. We've done a lot of reading because it's us and we do a lot of reading, and it's almost like that phase when the kids are, I think it's like 3, 4, I can't remember, and they're starting to push back, and there's all this like huge brain activity going on and social emotional stuff going on, and it's almost like when they're tweens, they're going through this again, but at like the next level of it. And so yeah, yesterday my husband said, so if I'm 48 and 3 is 25% of 12, then at 48, 25% of 48, so I get to act like I'm 12? Is that how it works? And I was like, no, you're an adult. You're supposed to be mature in this area now. Like, we were having a laugh about it because, if you don't laugh, you might cry. But yeah, it's going well, and Isaac is a great kid, and we have a lot of fun, and his name means laughter, and he makes us laugh, and we have a really good time. But it's definitely a season of our lives where we're all trying to find our place and our space in our relationships within our home, and boundaries, and what's good, what's not good, what's safe, what's not safe. And I'll talk about that on another video. Maybe I'll record right after this. I'm not sure, but I'll talk about this safe, not safe boundaries thing. I think that would be a good topic as well. So sorry for my 8 minutes of rambling. I hope you got something out of it. Maybe at least you know a little more about me and our family, and maybe you have a little more empathy or compassion, depending on where what your situation is. Maybe you have a little more empathy or compassion for the tweens and teens and young people in your life. So wishing you all the best. I hope you have a great week. God bless. See you next time on Cubbyhole Conversations.